Hello, welcome back to my channel. I hope you are all doing well and avoiding the heat, or if you live in the southern hemisphere, the cold. It is scorching here right now. Hopefully, if you believe the app on my phone, the temperature may drop by about the middle of next week. And I always thought I would really want to be warm all the time, but now that I am warm all the time, I'm like I could go back to being just a small bit cooler, just a small bit. I'm going to work on I think I'm up to day 18 of Junk Journal July. I'm way behind, like so far behind. I didn't do anything yesterday. I could hardly think, I was so hot. And I want to go back and work in this sewing journal a little bit again. Since the last time I was here, I did a little pocket thing for the inside front cover. I filmed the whole thing and I was so close to my camera that you couldn't even see what I did, so I never uploaded it. If you want me to show you how I did it, I can make another one and do it for the inside back cover. But what I wanted to do, because the prompt is aged, is show you how I make these kind of things. Well, this one isn't quite the... just hang on, let me get this. I want to show you this being this. I want to show you how I make these kinds of things where they're a tuck, but they're kind of like a flip out extra, like you've got hidden journaling space here potentially. You've got room to put a tag at the top, and then this is a tuck spot. And I thought it would be, these are the cards that we did early on that we used HelloFresh cards and covered them and made journaling cards. The idea is not mine. Just full disclaimer, this is not my idea. It comes from Carol Laws. She does it all the time. I haven't seen her. She went to France, and I haven't seen anything on Instagram or YouTube from her in a couple weeks, so I hope everything's okay with her. Total aside, but she's like one of my favorite creators ever, so I really hope everything's okay with her. So the first thing that I do is plan what I'm going to do. Normally I would use something like a digital or that kind of thing, but because the prompt is aged, I thought I've got all these patterns and it might be really fun to use one of these as my page to create a tuck slash flip out whatever thing. So I'm going to start by looking at what I've got for options and decide which one I like the best. This one was my mom's and is now mine. So it's definitely really old, and you can tell from the dress that that's like 60s. This one I got at a thrift store, so that one they didn't even, yeah, that one I don't know, probably a thrift store. I'm thinking that was most likely a thrift store. I like the white of that one more than the blue of these. And then this one I believe might have been my mom's as well. And then that one's cream, so I like that one. So I think my two favorites are this one and this one. Normally you get quite a few options though. So like you'll see here, and one of the reasons I was thinking aged is not just the age of the pattern, but look at the patina on that. Like that is full on amazing patina that you've got on that page. That it's like instant aging. So I might use that one. I really like that when you look at the inner part of it. And this could be like on the inside and not noticeable. So I'm not going to eliminate that one after all. This one's pretty patinaed, but it's also really grungy. Just hang on a second, I have to cough. Nobody needs to hear that. So I think I'm going to eliminate this one because it's just a little bit too dirty looking. So that one's out. And then I really like that one too. One of the things I need to take into consideration is strength of the paper. It's going to be, I'll cut it or tear it along this line here, but then whether or not I double it up or exactly what I do with it. Full disclaimer, these things are really fun to sew in. Like, not really, but that's high level sewing to get those in there. I have done that. Oh, decisions. Okay, this one feels a little flimsier, but I really like that. Okay, I'm going to start by figuring out where it could go. So, excuse me. So, automatically, I would not put it on my front. I did in my steampunk one, but normally I wouldn't because I do tend to use a page with a focal image on it, and then I don't want the tuck spot on this side because it impedes the focal point. This has lace, so obviously can't use it, plus a pocket. This might be a good page to put it on because you could put, like if you put something here like this, and then your tuck came around that way, then you've got this is going to show when you finish your tuck slash pocket, and then that would be covered. So that's an option. These pages are also an option. This is one of the photo paper, so I could put it there. That's already a pocket. That's got a pocket. That's got a pocket, so it's not going to work. I don't necessarily put them in the center spread either, so like that idea. That's an option. I don't work in a set space when I'm working in my journal. Like I don't work necessarily straight front to back. I hop around all over everywhere. So that's another option. Although if I put it here, I've got pattern and pattern. So not sure about that. If I use this one, unless I put it this way, I also have pattern and pattern, which I might not want to do. Now because I've folded the here and here, this line along here is no longer relevant. So I need to cut that off, or tear it off, or make it go away. So I'm just going to kind of eyeball that so it's straightish. And I think I should be able to just rip it off. If you use your fingernail when you're doing a line like this and kind of go like this and make it really crisp, it'll tear easier and give you normally a clean line. Don't tear it like you're in some kind of overland speed race, but you know, just go gentle with it and it should work. I'm not too worried about how it looks on the other side because it's not, you're not going to see the two sides at the same time. I also think that these little bits here where they've kind of gone a little uneven like that give it a bit of interest as well. So now that this glue should be dry, I'm going to get my circle punch, which is of course as far away from me as it can get. I have two. This one's not a bad size, and I will use this one because although I really like the size of this one, it hates fragile paper and won't ever work. Even if I put stuff underneath it to try to make it work, it's quite dreadful. And I might take a piece of just like regular normal paper. I don't ever measure, I just eyeball because if you're an inker, you can ink here. I'm going to rely on the patina of the paper to give me the age that I'm looking at. If you're doing something like this, decide before you glue where you want it on your page. Like, do you want it all the way at the bottom with some edge at the top? Do you want it so that it's half and half, so that it's pretty much even? I kind of want to take into consideration where this green envelope is as well, so that it gives some added interest with the envelope. So it almost looks more centered with the envelope than it does with the other page, I think. I think that would look nice. And I also don't mind, you notice that kind of sticks out a little on the other side of that page. That doesn't bother me. That gives interest to the page and how it all looks. I kind of like you'll notice there's like a lot of different sizes and widths in my journal and on the pages, and I really like how that looks. Like that gives, to me, that gives it extra like feel almost. Right, on camera, yes. So like I said, I'm going to come in here and add just the smallest little bead of glue along here, just enough to keep it so that it doesn't go all over everywhere, and that if I put something, it's not going to, I mean, it's like a tuck spot flap thing, so it's not going to come out the bottom of your tuck spot, but it's more so that on the other side, your page stays kind of where you want it to. Otherwise, this is open, and that's the last thing. You don't want that open, because then it's not a tuck spot. It's, I guess, a belly band, maybe. And I've never done a belly band, so that would be a fun thing. Now, having done that, the question is, do I leave this like a flip out like that? Or do I make this a pocket? Because you've got lots of space here. You could journal on here, like right little bits in the clear spots, right over top of it completely. I think that might be really fun to make that into a pocket. So, couple points. This is very fine paper. Very fine paper. So I need to reinforce top and bottom. If I'm going to have, I would want to like a finger hole, but I would want to do the same kind of thing I did here, where I reinforced it. And I think I just pulled that completely off because I didn't wait for my glue to dry. Just going to put a little additional bead of glue because I pulled that off. So if I'm going to use that as a pocket, I have little pieces of paper that I can then just glue on like so. And take that little bit of glue off there so it doesn't like glue shut. Would be, kind of my luck. And then I'm going to use this slightly wider one at the top. Make sure it's not too wide. If this piece is longer than where your fold is, it's going to wind up. Oh, and I think I'm going to put some washi tape on the fold so that it doesn't, because it's already got quite a bit of fold to it. I'm going to do it on the outside so that when you put stuff in and out of the pocket, it doesn't wind up binding on the washi tape. If I put it on the inside, it might wind up, the washi tape might wind up catching on whatever I put in. It's kind of like what I was mentioning here. If this is longer than where that fold is, it's going to wind up creasing and bunching. And I don't want that to happen. So I'm just gonna, it doesn't matter that much. I want it for reinforcement, but I don't need it for anything beyond that. And it should be fine as far as the top is concerned for getting things in and out. It shouldn't, the Barely art should keep it from catching on this piece of paper. It's one of those things, I think if I was worried about it, I could add washi tape to the top and fold it over the top as well. And I'm going to use my favorite washi tape, which I'm going to run out of very quickly because it is my favorite at the moment. I'm using it in here in my sewing journal. I'm using it in my steampunk journal. Yeah. So I'm going to put a bead of glue along both sides. Just a little bit. Just to make sure that the washi tape sticks. Oh, that is gorgeous. Where did I put my scissors? When in doubt, get different scissors. Try not to cut my paper. Okay. So put that back up. Give that a crease so that it kind of, oh, I like that. Oh, I really like that. I like how that's kind of like a peak of that brown grunginess on this side, but a fair bit on that side. Totally accidental, because in my head that was even. And eyeball. Am I on frame? More or less, maybe. Put a little notch in that and hope my glue is somewhat dry. So with this one, I'm not going to add a gusset. This is not for any reason then, just because I can. I think I mentioned before, sorry, pin and mouth, that if I'm using an element in something, I like to use it kind of everywhere, so to speak. So I've used it here on this, not on frame, sorry. So I've used it here on this little pocket that I did on the front cover. So I've used that washi tape there. It's probably the only place other than on this page, but it will show up over and over again, providing I don't run out. If I run out, I may have to figure out. I think I got it off Amazon, so I'll have to go back to Amazon and buy more. I tend to put like small beads of glue on things. I find this glue holds so well it doesn't need a large amount. Technically, I don't need glue along here because the fold creates your division, but I'm going to put a bead of glue down on this side. Just, yeah. I often do that when I'm doing pockets. I also don't mind that this is not even along the bottom, because again, I think that gives it some kind of visual interest. This is, because this is really thin paper, if you were doing, worried you could come in here and perhaps with a different washi tape, put washi tape along this spine, or along on this side, put some washi tape. Let's see, what have I got? That one's nautical, so that won't work. I have like straight writing, that might work. I have this one is another one of my favorites. It's got like writing on it, but it's kind of got like dates and numbers, and so that one might be fun to use. Oh, those are little photos. Those are kind of cool. Might not, they won't work in this, but they are rather cool. That's a map. Yeah. I think, oh, or that. I do kind of like that. Oh. Oh. Okay. That's kind of cool. I won't put it along the whole spine. Now to try to get my big beast of a journal somewhere out of the way. Oh. And then I think I mentioned this before. I'm a full-on weirdo. And I know it's me. Like this, that's right side up to me. So if I put it on a page, I can't put it like that because that's upside down to me. I don't know. Like, to me, that's right side up if I put it sideways. But if I put it facing the other way, it's upside down. Do other people have that? Is that just me? Like, I feel like a full-on weirdo when I do that. Like, that, why is that right side up, even though it's sideways? And if I put it the other way, it's upside down. Just don't understand myself. Like, see, I did it the same here. Like, it's facing the same direction, just automatically. So, not a very complicated little thing, but that's how I do these tuck spot, page, flap, flippy, doohickey things. If you want the full rundown on how to do them, watch Carol Laws. She does these pocket flap tag tuck spot things all the time, and I I got the idea from Carol. It's not my idea, but I don't think I've ever done a journal since I started watching her channel where I don't put these flip, tag, tuck, thing doohickeys in my page. Oh, and bonus, look at that little washi along the outside. So now it looks like you've got two different pages here. To me, that's a full-on bonus. I just love that. Now, when I get further working on this journal, pages like this that are considerably longer than this one, I will try to figure out, like, do I want to leave it like this? Do I want to like do like curly tucky bits? Do I want to trim it? Do I want to like fold it like this and make it a really, really narrow little tuck? But I don't determine that until I'm further along. If you want to see me work on this journal more than what I have, because I kind of left it to work on Junk Journal July, but if you want me to work on this, I can work on this instead of Junk Journal July, or this as if it's Junk Journal July. But just let me know if you would want to see me work in this some more. And until next time, thanks for stopping by. Thanks again for everybody who has liked and subscribed. And if you are new here, I would just be so honored if you liked and subscribed and left a comment. And until next time, try to stay cool, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.